going to be that useful on the side of Clutch Gamers. And then in terms of initiation, you basically have to walk in one of your slow melee heroes. Either the Void, the Doom, or the Kunkka have to start the fight. And I don't think any of these heroes are going to get a Blink Dagger anytime soon. Probably Skylark will be the first, but these days we're seeing like Drum first or other utility items on the Doom before Blink Dagger, if the Blink Dagger ever even comes. So not really a fan of what this Clutch Gamers lineup have come up with.
Yeah, it tends to just be very much a go fast kind of build, right? People are getting... I've seen people get both sides of the level 10 talent, either the move speed or the heal slash damage, but yeah, it very much seems to be the solution for Doom these days. If you want to get Doom off, you just go really fast, but that's not necessarily going to be super reliable initiation against what Fnatic have. And they've always got that counter initiation as well from the Warlock, which is going to be pretty scary in this game if you're the Void or the Doom, and then they just disengage with the... counter initiate with the Chaotic Offering.
Yeah, I think a lot is on Ajit to be half utility and then also be able to build late game items, which
I'm assuming... They need to be careful. They didn't realize Abed was here up on the high ground, and it looks like Skylark might just be brought down. A couple more auto attacks. Yep, Envy with the stun. They will be able to... Wait, did they grab the bounty? Wait, who got that one?
I think it was denied by Yol.
Oh, weird. All right, there you go. Only 3 bounty runes this time around.
Yeah, that's something actually you don't see very often now that I think about it. Because I was like counting it up, I was just like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I was like,
be the first time I've ever seen a bounty rune get denied at level 1.
There you go. Everybody's... Oh man, we had a bunch of mouse pauses.
I remember seeing that.
Game. Yeah. At least they were relatively quick. I don't know if they've sorted out Aframush now. He was still playing just fine. They are choosing to pressure this Chaos Knight early on here. Y'all's going to have another Chilling Touch relatively soon. And Clutch seemingly content to run an aggro tri-lane here, leaving Void versus Pangolier up top. I cannot claim to be an expert about this 1v1
Yeah, I'm not an authority either. This is a very odd matchup. I'm going to assume that it's like pretty much break even. If anything, Pango gets the edge, but that assumes that maybe you get an early point in Heart Piercer, and I don't think very many Pangos that are laning get that. Only if you're roaming do you ever go for Heart Piercer.
Yeah, the only thing that I think is a little bit scary is that both of these heroes are going to get a ton of levels, so this tri-lane versus tri-lane could be visited pretty early by a Pango rotation with Rolling Thunder, which I think would just destroy them, but they may not even stick around here that long. I know that this... Well, I was going to say this matchup is really good for Lina, and Abed is diving the tower,
it's his mouse,
himself
dude.
Up. Yeah, he's getting...
The mouse matchup is just not in his favor.
Abed's got lights and buttons. He's got too many buttons.
Too many buttons.
Can't stand his ground. This matchup is really good for Lina. You've got the range advantage. You've got lots of nukes, so it's really hard for Death Prophet to ever like step up in your face and get the Spirit Siphon off in a useful way. But all right, Kunkka's already on the move.
Rotation.
It's gonna hit the blind torrent here though. Not easy. Abed getting chased now. Faded, trying to get off. Oh, trying to get off the Spirit Siphon potentially. Aframoosh, bit of harassment, but looks like that's going to be about it. Abed even turns around for that last hit, knowing that he is not really under that much threat with no point in the X marks the spot. He is A-okay.
Courier trip went though, and I believe it only just delivered like half of his null talisman, so no salve yet, and Aframoosh is just going to continue sitting here. But the tri-lane has dismantled, evidently. Skylark has moved to the jungle, and Yol, Ancient Apparition, is starting to do some pulls, but it looks like DJ is going to match that movement with his clockwork.
And Universe, staring down Yol a little bit up here. DJ level 2. Yol is looking potentially very dead here. And DJ going to come running in. The tricks are going to get involved. That's going to split a little bit of the damage. Nice cogs from DJ. Blocks it out, and then we'll grab it. Fnatic, their second kill of the game. Doing very well in terms of CS in all 3 lanes, in fact. Oh, how about that getting run at? Yeah, he's gonna get thunderclapped by Skylark. Envy gonna come in here and try and help out a little bit. Some body blocks into Aframoosh. 5 seconds to go on the torrent, but Pilot Eye's got the heal and the tango. He's good.
Yeah, more often than not, I like giving Doom as much solo experience as possible, especially against a strength hero like CK, because the max Infernal Blade is just so intimidating as now Pi gets X'd, but...
Trying to run at him, but Skylark is just taking right clicks from Envy here. He's got the Reality Rift, drags him back out of the trees. One more touch is going to do it. I don't know what Clutch were thinking there. Aframoosh trying to make the initiation, but... Infernal Blade was still on cooldown for a tiny bit, and... Yeah, Doom just can't run forward into the creep wave and into Chaos Knight with 0 armor.
Yeah.
No dice. So far, looking very good for the Fnatic side. And that's the other thing about picking this Kunkka, that they don't really have the most reliable initiation in the early stages. Their pickoff is a little bit limited until they get some of their bigger ultimates, which is looking tough right now.
Yeah, especially if you put Kunkka into like a non-core position like this. Otherwise, like, you spend a lot of time walking around. Like Skylark right now is in the mid lane, and he's doing what a Kunkka should be doing right now, which is staying around Invis looking for a setup. Skylark has the troll net, so like in theory it could work, as now another kill goes up on top between Universe and DJ on the Yule, but Kunkka's gonna find it difficult to be relevant during these like first opening minutes before ultimates are available.
And he needs a bunch more levels. You got to get those points up in the X marks the spot to find any kind of initiation. Faded looks like Fairy out of salve, healing himself back up to full, and staying pretty close to Abed in terms of the CS here. Though he has had potentially a little bit more help, let's say, with that one Kunkka rotation across. Ajit doing alright in terms of CS on his Void. We've seen just how garbage this hero can be when he gets nothing in the early game, so that's at least some good news. They're just manning up on DJ. They were trying to force out the time walk, and Ajit's just having none of it. He's like, no, I'm just gonna slap you. What are you gonna do about that?
He was like one time lock away from getting a kill on DJ there.
Aframoosh still down bot. He doesn't want to steal experience from top, and I think he also kind of thinking the same thing about mid, so I guess it's poor Skylark who's having to...
Yeah, and I mean, he's already stolen a fair amount from Skylark as well. Skylark's level 3, Envy's about to hit level 6 on this CK. The experience is going dramatically in the favor of Fnatic right now, so hopefully they can get a kill.
CK rotation to mid. Envy on the move. They are trying to kill off this Kunkka. They spotted him with the observer. Envy? Can he chase him down? I don't think so.
Oh, the greed! Oh. The double damage rune greed! Where's the stun?
If he had gotten that stun off and then and then picked up the DD.
Oh my god, this is so greedy! I can't believe he gets away with all of that.
Yeah.
Oh my, and Skylark's gonna steal his other banner rune.
That is space created right there. He forced Envy away from the lane. Pi, meanwhile, though, he's the true victor here. Picks up his level 4. Got a little bit of alone time down here at bot. Actually has a couple of CS. Look at that. He's not the lowest on the CS chart. 6 and 4. I'm telling you, part of the agreement to rejoin the team is like,
yeah.
all right, I'm
not position 6 anymore.
Yeah, I'm actually position 5. If I tell you to get out of my lane, you get out of my lane.
I don't care if you're not level 6 on the CK yet. Go, get out.
Well, they want this Death Prophet. They've got the Laguna ready. Faded is TP.
He's looking at bot right now.
Yeah, they want Envy. They're going to drag him back into the X mark. Pilot are going to do the best that he can with the upheaval. Envy turns around with the stun. Faded actually just dying to these CK illusions. He's trapped. One more crit. And now Envy should be able to keep on fighting. He's got another Reality Rift. He got a little bit lucky to get the bonus illusion. And now the damage is just absurd. Fnatic. All right, well, Clutch.
Respect the heave.
Yeah, that 1 point in the upheaval.
I think he has put the second point already, actually, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Respect it. This is what the rotation was all about. Yeah. Baiting him into a failed movement.
It's a dangerous place to be, but they've also got Envy. They've still got these illusions. I don't know if the Shrine's going to be able to save Skylark. Fnatic just seem pissed. Like, I don't know. Sure, that's the lineup as well. It's designed to run at you in the early game, but they just seem so bloodthirsty. I mean, you got to say Clutch, kind of the same thing. That Death Prophet TP down bottom was a little bit crazy, as have some of the other moves that Aframoosh have made so far. But it's working well for Fnatic at least.
Yeah, because they have the experience advantage. I think if this Doom was a little bit higher level, if Warlock was a little bit lower level, it could have very well gone the other way around. But Fnatic are recognizing that they have an edge right now, and Envy's recognizing that he has an edge, going again on this Kunkka in the bot lane.
Yep, so you get bonds up to these creeps. One more hit, and then they might just be able to hit the creeps to finish him off. Aframoosh gonna try for the TP out, but very optimistic there. Does get finished off by Pilot Die. Mid lane, Faded trying to hold on to his tier 1. But If you're Clutch, you're just kind of sitting here twiddling your thumbs, right? I guess the next big thing that they can do is maybe try and make a Void rotation. Yeah, but
it's going to be an Ajit. Like I was saying earlier, he's having to be the hard carry, but I think his itemization is going to kind of force him into being more utility oriented. So if he's greedy, he's going to go for the Battle Fury, but if he wants to go for like a more middle ground approach, I think Shadowblade may be the way to go.
Yeah, I've seen a decent amount of the Mask of Madness Shadowblade recently. I think that seems like fairly likely in the right situation. Pangolier if he doesn't have any stacks up.
Yeah, and then hoping Yul gets some experience on the Saint Apparition also makes it a little bit easier to hopefully get some global movement with the Ice Blast.
For now, they're just kind of sitting around. Skylark retreating pretty much completely into the jungle. They have completely sacked this bottom lane. They're going to leave Afromish down there to try and soak a little bit of experience, but that is about the extent of things. Still trying to recover from a pretty painful start. And this is an Invis Rune Lina hunting Ajit at the moment as he goes for that CS.
Waiting. Oh, Universe goes straight into the Rolling Thunder, and Ajit's like, there's no way you're just doing that just for giggles, so time walks out of it.
I don't know, they had to go right that second because the Invis Rune was about to fade, but they also needed to get the chain stun, so he kind of had to go right as the Lina was lifting her arms. It was not an easy kill to grab, that's for sure. Right, survives to farm
buys a little bit of time for Faded, although he did not spend Exorcist in the meantime as an X tries to slow down Pi as Arcaneron's heavily contested.
Pi gets it. He's got the Chaotic Offering already, so...
It's true. Potential 119 second cooldown.
Use it for farm Pi. Just do it.
Oh, and baiting an illusion in the bot lane, although he toggled the armlet on, and so you can tell that the armlet's not degenerating.
Not losing health, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he just has really high HP regen.
He's microing it.
He is microing it, and Afromush is kind of scared of it. He's not walking into it.
The scan. Spot faded. Can they reality rift him? Envy is pretending to be illusions. I don't think it's I really don't think it's
I mean, he has a clarity on his hero also. So
also, I mean, one of them doesn't have armlet on, and the other one does. So how would you do that? Stuff. It's an Illu rune and the Phantasm. Like, I don't know.
Believe in his micro.
But tier 1 tower falls. I mean, not the kill that Fnatic were hoping for, but still something. Continuing to nurse this lead, and Clutch Gamer's still not on the board at all. So things looking a little bit scary. They really need level 6 on both the AA and the Kunkka, and that is a little ways off.
Yeah, it looks like Ajit's going to be going for that Mask of Madness build, so hopefully he can give up the lane to one of these heroes, go into the jungle, get his next item, but right now both of them have to play very safe. DJ is level 6 with Hookshot.
Okay. Looking for Yul. Hook not going to connect. He does have a TP, and he's going to TP straight to the mid. A little bit of experience waiting there potentially for him. Bottom lane, they're gonna pop the Exorcist. Yeah, 4 heroes down here.
And it looks like Fnatic kind of want to defend this. They have the Chaotic Offering that has not been popped yet, but
yeah, no Phantasm just yet. But Envy's still pretty strong.
Right.
It's about who gets jumped here. Abed's still around. Faded, taking up a very defensive position. Exorcism's just about to run out.
Now they're going.
Fnatic now maybe going to try and take their opportunity. Universe pops the Rolling Thunder, coming through, gets it out onto a couple. What can they actually do to him? He has been doomed up, but he's still rolling, and Faded's taking big damage. Abed from the low ground is going to get torrented up, and Ajit now jumping up in his face. He's got the Chrono, he catches it onto 2. Reality rip from Seeker, and we actually saves him. He dragged him out of the Chrono, so they still get the kill in the end. Ajit, though, forced to use the Time Walk for that. Might now be in a little bit of trouble. There's the upheaval. Skylark tries the TP out. Well, nothing to cancel it. Everything from DJ was on cooldown, and Fnatic in the end actually do end up losing the Lina and only get the Kunkka in that fight, with pretty much everything being expended. Every ultimate that you can imagine. Except for the Phantasm, which just came back off cooldown.
Right. Huh. Well, okay. I guess now I know that Doom does not cancel Rolling Thunder. I wonder if Clutch Gamers knew that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. I assume hook in, but DJ maybe biting off a little bit more than he can chew. Faded's right here. One more hit should do it. Nah, I think he's good.
Oh. Yeah, he's good.
Nah, he's good. Level 1 Ice Blast. 10% threshold. He's fine. Everybody's got a
overall, that
little bit more
movement...
magic resist.
Oh, that's true. You're right. How much percent is it? 4.6%. That could make a difference.
Yeah. Getting punched here by Pi. Did Pi go for treads this game? I've seen him, last time I saw him play Warlock, he went for treads. Maybe he'll get arcane boots this game, we'll see. Maybe he wants to give Abed some mana. They do actually have heroes that can use the mana this game, so would not be a bad decision. Universe jumps into some trees, he beats himself out.
Yeah, Najit's gonna be going for that Shadow Blade after the Mask of Madness, which I think is the right call. Nothing too greedy like the Battle Fury, but not pure utility like a Blink Dagger, which Blink Dagger Void has kind of fallen by the wayside. It seems like Shadow Blade is just the way to go these days.
Yeah, it feels like if you're playing offlane, people are getting like Dominator, Shadow Blade, and Ags, or Dominator Blink Ags, but nobody's rushing Blink anymore. I guess the time walk talent also helps out with that a little bit. You don't get it until quite a bit later, but it means that you don't always need the Blink Dagger to get those really deep initiations. But right now, Clutch just kind of trying to pick up a couple more items. The Doom still just sitting on the War Stomp. Maybe after that last fight, he's thinking about trying to find the troll creep.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he has plenty of other worthwhile people to Doom. It's probably the Lina, or if you can find Warlock before Chaotic Offering goes off, then him. But
yeah. I mean, even
probably
CK, if you catch him before Phantasm, it's not totally terrible. Actually,
speaking of CK, right now Envy has a Blink Dagger queued up of his own after completing an Echo Saber, which seems somewhat unnecessary, seeing as how... Well, actually, no, never mind. Abed has not gone for a Shadow Blade, so I guess it's okay. I guess one of your cores needs to be able to follow up on a hook shot. I would have thought it would have been Lina, but it looks like it's going to be the... Wow. Lina
Blade onto He's not even level 6 just yet. Trying to set up onto Abed. Does get him with the Torrent, but Aja getting stunned. The Chaotic Offering also getting dropped on his head. He will end up using the Chrono. He really wants this Abed kill, but I don't know if he actually has enough damage. He needs a couple more bashes. Alright, he will finally be able to get it. DJ now getting brought down. The Ice Blast was really nice from Clutch, and they also lock in Pylite Dive, bring him down. Double kill for Skylark. They still even have the Doom after all is said and done. That turned out to be pretty good for Clutch. They did end up losing their Death Prophet.
Pre-boat. Afterbush still waiting for level 6 in this bot lane, but the Chronosphere came out, and all that matters is getting that final time lock right as the Chronosphere is timing out, and so a little bit more stun time on the Lina finishes him off, and then Chaotic Offering just was not really able to do anything, seeing as how the CK nor the Pangolier were up in that top lane fight.
Yeah, they went for the DP mid instead. Did hold on to the tier 1. I mean, it's pretty low at this point. It'll probably die not too long after. Still, I don't know. Feels like Fnatic somewhat in control of this game, but I do like the Clutch Gamers lineup as maybe we get a little bit later and they start to solve some of those, you know, so to get into the point where the long cooldowns don't really matter so much, where they can actually just continue to find pickoffs with the Void and the Doom. Doom's just tanking up. This is a kind of interesting build.
I'm glad he's going for this.
Went for the Scorch damaged heal.
And now finishing it off with the Crimson Guard. Yeah, I think this is absolutely the way to go. Because, I mean, Kunkka's so far behind again, like the Rum is going to be very, very difficult to make use of. And so someone needs to be that frontliner that we always see, like your Underlords, your Tide Hunters, whatever the case it is. Someone needs to be able to soak up all that damage. And it's going to be Doom.
And someone just needs to give vision of the enemy team as well, right? You got to be giving your Void the opportunity to get in there and find his initiation. And if you don't have anybody who can stand on the front lines, then there's just no way that you're doing that.
Yeah.
I've just got a Shadow Blade now. Immediate smoke. They're hungry to find something.
Yeah, Chrono just came online.
They want Abed here on mid. Is he going to stick around a little bit for some more farm? He did actually. It looks like Ajit had already thought that he'd completely backed off. But also maybe unwilling to dive that tower too hard. They don't know exactly where Pi is. If they have the Chaotic Offering timed down exactly, then they know that it's still on cooldown, but...
And then top lane, Skylark looking for something, but Envy blinks out with that freshly completed Blink Dagger on CK.
This Blink feels pretty standard these days, actually, on CK. I've seen a lot of CK Blink. The one really nice thing is that you can pop your Phantasm elsewhere, and then
blink and then like sneak him in with the Rift.
Yeah, so you don't have to stand there. It's not that long of a duration, but every second counts when you're playing. Well, when you're playing Dota, when you're playing CK, especially. Fnatic,
Yeah.
sort of fake Roche. They go into the pit, smoke up, heading out. Clutch just sitting on their shrine.
Clutch has like no vision of the map right now, so smoke or not, like, well, I have no idea where Fnatic is right now.
Let's throw ourselves a scouting ice blast. Nope, they're not in the pit. Where are they? I don't know. Let's just safely farm here where we've got nothing but ramps.
I mean, if nothing's pushing, it's not really that urgent. Now Abed does start pushing top, so maybe some movement, perhaps? I mean, they've been chipping away at this top tier 2 for quite a while.
Yeah, it's taken them a while to get. Well, last time they came up here, the fight went not so great, so
Right.
a little bit hesitant. Abed has gone for a Bloodstone here on his Lina, so a slightly greedier build than what we've been seeing recently. I've seen Yules, I've seen Shadowblade. I have not seen the Bloodstone first in quite some time, but I mean, this is just probably what he's used to. And still
Yeah, I think this is his go-to. He just prefers this order. And I guess with Envy going the Blink Dagger build, like I said, someone has the potential to fall up from a Clockwork hookshot, which has not happened. We've seen like one hookshot that missed in the top tier 1 push, and I don't think I've seen a second hookshot since.
Yeah, that's been about it. I don't know if anybody is working on a 4-staff on Clutch's side.
It's Kanka, but he's a long ways away from it.
Yeah. Rough. Maybe getting pushed out a little bit. Faded is going. Jumped on here. Envy gets the illusions out. He will be able to yield himself up, but he's just coming straight back down into some pain. Gets the silence off on the other side of the fight. Chaotic Offering preventing Clutch Gamers getting too much further in here. They just barely get a bit more damage out of the Rolling Thunder. Afromoosh looking pretty dead. Ice Vortex helping to open up a little bit of space, and he actually will be able to get out of there. Fnatic, no further chase, but looks like they should now be able to head their way over into the pit. Claim themselves for a shot.
Well, Bo and Chrono are still up, but I guess there's a ton of minus armor between the Medallion on Pi and the Rift on CK, so this is going down way too quick.
Yeah, not really able to test. They do get the Aegis up on the Chaos Knight. Not necessarily the most amazing Aegis carrier, but definitely the best one that they have this game. Feels like if they put it on Lina, one, she's got Bloodstone, and two, if they put it on her, she's just gonna die twice.
Yeah.
I feel so.
Time is money.
Very sensible choice. Fnatic holding onto a 7k net worth lead, about 3k experience. Clutch still farming, but the next round of items maybe not as impactful. Maybe the Blink Dagger on the Doom is the biggest thing to look towards in terms of their ability to start out fights. Though, like we've been saying, he's kind of the one who has to be the front line and be the one scouting things out. I guess maybe the Void can get in there with the Shadowblade, but that's kind of a scary proposition. Fnatic are popping down sentries everywhere.
Yeah, this Warlock is more farmed than most 5 positions, and so that's usually the best situation to be in against these invis pickups and whatnot, so that's why I'm glad that Skylark's also not doubling down on another Shadowblade for the Doom. It's going to be a Blink Dagger for him.
I wonder what else they could have picked other than this Kanka.
Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. Like, I love Kanka, but this is just not the game for him.
Yeah, it's certainly a little bit of a weird Kanka game. He wasn't even... I think the other thing is that he felt like he couldn't really go and, like, kill the Pangolier top either, right?
Yeah.
He didn't have the levels early on to the point where they could actually do anything about Universe. So his impact on the laning stage was relatively minimal. I think he's still going to be able to do stuff later on. Fade going to pop the Exorcism up top here. Clutch Gamer is going to state their intentions to try and take this fight. Fnatic have pretty good vision around here. Ice Blast is going to come in. Envy pops the Phantasm, jumps in. They're going to try and burst down Faded, and they should do that just fine. Universe is into the backlines with the Rolling Thunder. They also hook in with DJ, preventing Doom from doing anything useful with his abilities. He's just going to get right-click down. Envy finds a double kill. He barely manages to get that final Infernal Blade off, but Ajit, already realizing that that fight is long lost, is just going to head straight back and continue hitting some creeps. That's that Fnatic initiation that we were talking about.
Yeah, and the severe lack of Clutch Gamers initiation. Doom was standing up. Yol gets stunned, gets... Oh, he's
evade,
dead.
evade.
Are you kidding me? Okay. Oh wow, and a Blink Dagger follow-up from Abed. That is something I do not see frequently.
Ajit was hoping for that. He wanted that kill, but probably a little bit too tanky. He doesn't want to use the Chronosphere just for Warlock at this stage. He spots Abed here. Oh, and Abed with the blink away!
Now that's how you get that pickup. Shadowblade wouldn't have gotten you out of that.
That was...
Wow.
I don't know, to me that was
about to be like, well, you didn't spend all your cooldowns.
Yeah. They at least still had something, but... They still have Doom, but...
They still have Doom.
Whoop. Doom, are you taking up 2.4k health, but there is a lot of minus armor. Alright, Envy's not going to do anything else.
And so in that tier 1 siege, Skylar was standing like way far back. Everyone was. I'm okay with the...
Envy's here, the rest of the team's coming soon. They've used the boat.
He's got Aegis.
I've been trying for a random stun. Yeah, he does have the Aegis. Gonna keep him locked down there. With the X marks the spot, he just jumps onto the Kunkka. They will X him back into the Ice Blast. That should be the end of this. Ajit jumping down onto the low ground. Needs to be careful about those stuns. Let's get the time dilation off. Alright, they're playing with fire a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, Phantasm's down for 30 seconds, but I guess they really like the fact that Chrono was spent and they want to rub it in.
Yeah. Envy's got enough gold for his... He's queued up a BKB at the moment. Could grab that. I think it's probably worth it for Fnatic to wait for some items. They got a lot of people sitting on sizable pile of net worth.
Chrono's still down for 40.
Yeah,
They see high. It's
kind of
just
getting pinged on there.
very unpleasant to be leading the charge as a Void a lot of the time. Well, namely like a one-position Void, because you also don't really have that much damage to put in the Chrono. You don't have any real consistent ranged heroes like a Razor. You have Death Prophet, which is your best bet, but she's kind of unreliable with Exorcism. Aside from that, like, Doom can't really do anything. He has to walk around the bubble. You can put a boat into it, but Aframush isn't really getting the opportunities, and Ice Blast was the main reason why they picked this combination, but it hasn't really proven to be that fruitful.
Yeah. I think a lot of why they picked the Void as well is they were planning on, okay, you just find Lina in every fight and you just solo kill her, but it hasn't really worked out. And that's the other really nice thing about this build from Abed is, even if he's not using the blink to like dodge a big Chrono or anything like that, he can just start the fight 2k range away and then just wait and wait and wait, and as soon as he sees something useful that he can do, then he can jump forward and do his thing. There's no real way that they're ever going to be able to find him, it feels like. Fnatic are just chilling outside the base. They want somebody to come and farm up top, and it might be Ajit who's in some trouble. He's having second thoughts. He's like, what is going on here? Yeah, they have quite a lot of wards on the map, and none of them see anything. So he's so suspicious. Like,
yeah, the Dire jungle has been heavily contested. You can see how many goddamn sentry wards there are all over. They're just littering.
Yeah, I like this. They put the X on Faded. They send him forward, and then he clears out the wave. They've got that lifeline to drag him back. He is going for an Aeon Disc. We've been seeing a decent amount more of this item recently. I feel like people have... It got buffed as well, of course, but people have been favoring it a little bit more, and certainly good for Death Prophet in this situation. You get Reality Rifted by the CK, and maybe you have some kind of a chance.
Yeah, DP is one of the few heroes that I'm okay with it not being picked up after like 40 minutes. 40 minutes is when like everyone becomes a viable candidate for Aeon Disc, but like pre-40, I think Death Prophet's one of the few heroes that are behind the list.
They're gonna go over under the CK to catch him. He's actually gonna be locked down here, and the Ice Punch flies in. I don't even know if they need to use the Chrono for this. Looks like they shouldn't have to. They're gonna leave him for dead. Ajit still has the Chrono. This is good for Clutch. They do need to be a little bit careful. They don't quite know if Envy has a buyback. They may have seen the BKB in his inventory, so they may have an idea. And I don't know, at this point, if he was going to buy back, Fnatic would probably be posturing a little bit more aggressive. But they also used the Chaotic Offering to try and counter-initiate.
And they kill it.
Couldn't save him.
And Exorcism's up, and Ajit sees DJ, bashes him.
I bet still just sitting down in the low ground. They're going to pop the Exorcism here. Clock unsilenced is going to be able to get himself out with the hook shot, but That means that their catch is now reduced by a little bit. They do have the Rolling Thunder back off cooldown. Skylark looking for a Blink War Stomp potentially. That's all the mana he's got left. Does have a Soul Ring to be able to pop. But not the most fruitful exorcism. And now Fnatic might be able to give chase as that's actually going to end up running out. They just have to find something. Envy, ready to start TPing, gonna go for the tier 2.
If Hookshot was up, it would have been perfect, but DJ needed to save himself.
Fnatic, unfortunately. They can still probably do something here, though, right? There's Doom's down, Exorcism down. There is still Chrono, so Clutch might put up a little bit of a fight, but they're gonna have to be really careful about the positioning of that Chrono and which targets they're willing to take.
That was hot.
Courier getting spotted. And spotted again. Or Shagbark just wants to...
It wants to get this Aeon disc out of the way.
Yeah. Skylark's gonna be going for Shivas. Everybody is just like, okay, what is there an item that I can buy that prevents me from getting insta-gibbed by CK? Ajit's answer is Lincoln's. The Skylark's answer is armor, and
DP's got Aeon disc.
Yeah. So maybe they can start to turn fights around against the CK a little bit. We'll have to see. They don't have the initiation necessarily, but if they survive, then they do have some counter initiation. That's for sure.
I'm guessing next Roach is probably going to be the biggest thing. It'll respawn in a minute and 10 seconds, so I imagine both teams are probably going to be vying to get vision in that area. It's not really that important for Fnatic since they have Clockwork Flare. You can technically spam to Ice Blast, but I imagine that you'll realize how valuable it is in these teamfight situations, so would prefer to save it to kill a CK or a Lina, probably.
Yeah, that little bit of extra damage, certainly very helpful. Universe jumping in aggressively here, wants this kill onto Yol. Abed also from the low ground, he at least manages to get the Ice Blast out, but that's all he does. Universe jumping straight out. Internet version only dead for 40 seconds, not a huge loss. And Roshan still not respawned just yet, so the posturing and farming continues.
Next big items, not really anything coming up, so
What about the
I don't really
Fnatic
know
side?
how eager Fnatic are going to be to take this Aegis, because they take it extremely fast, so it's possible that they'll just continue baiting Clutch Gamers to be like, come on, maybe you can contest it. You've got a Faceless Void Chrono, you could probably win this fight. And then just waste a bunch of Clutch Gamers' time while they split push towers, which only one outer tower remaining as they claim the mid tier 2. Just bot tier 2 remains.
They do have double BKB now on the Fnatic side. Envy's got BKB, Abed now also has his complete. They've even got a double damager in here for good measure.
Just go in.
They're not going to use this, it looks like. Ice Blast is going to scout things out. Fnatic, I think, still okay. There's nobody anywhere nearby. They even scout the Void bottom with Rocket Flare. So they know they're fine to just finish this up.
And they may even defend bot tier 2. Yeah, Ajit's already backing off. Roche is claimed. Give the Aegis to the Lina, give the cheese to the CK.
Nice little bit of play. Skylark kind of farming and scouting the shrine, seeing if anyone was going to be TPing in. Maybe they could make some kind of a play there. The Void is going for a Diffusal Blade. I guess just decent damage item, you think? I can't really think of too many more motivations.
Yeah, because I don't really feel like I like Diffusal Blade in the mid game where you're maybe getting kited whenever you're going for pickoffs or something like that. Yeah. But pretty much every single fight's going to be a 5-on-5 fight, and Diffusal Blade's only useful in a 5-on-5 situation once you complete the Manta style afterwards. And okay, never mind, he changes this to the Manta style.
Just changes to Manta. But that's
I think that's the right call.
But it's like even less damage.
Yeah, but I guess like maybe this time you get a little bit more utility out of it. There's nothing really worth purging off. I guess maybe Rift, but it's like Diffusal
Bonds,
straight out.
Yes,
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Can you purge off bonds? Oh yeah, you can.
Yes, it's definitely purgeable. Brewmaster is the counter. AoE purge.
Ah, you're right. True.
That's the secret. Well, at that point, you've already been Fatal Bonds together, so you know how. I don't know how well this is going to work for you, but anyway, Fnatic looking to siege down this tier 2. They got Lina attacking from a mile away. Doesn't even have the attack range talent just yet. And they are moving forward with the smoke, trying to make something happen. They need to be a little bit careful. Universe jumping in, harassing. Yol scouting forward with the X marks the spot. Don't know exactly what that was about, but they're just trying to...
Yeah, he X'd the AA. Like, he was like sending him as a canary. He was like, go, Yol, my child, please find out what is happening in the left. I'll save you, I promise. You won't get nuked with your 884 HP.
Yeah, he's only going to get double hit by the CK with the Echo Saber and just turn into a puff of ice. Universe still chilling up on this high ground. Will finally get knocked off his perch as Clutch kind of figure out what's going on. But Skylark with the get back looks like he wants to go and farm or something over here. What's he up to?
He blocked himself with a blink.
Is he stuck? Can he not path out this way? All right.
I don't think so.
Well,
oh, he
still holding onto the war
Chivas.
stomp, interestingly enough. I guess he's maybe planning to maybe blink into the chrono and then you war stomp afterwards.
I guess.
Maybe. Universe jumping onto the Death Prophet. Voices are up as well. Now the hook shot comes in from DJ. They've managed to pop that A on this. Eternal Envy gets the Phantasms out straight back into the reality grip. Can they keep him alive? Ajit drops the Chronosphere, but now his Death Prophet is also trapped inside of it. CK getting right click somewhat, but he's still got the Aegis. They turn around and they immediately kill off the DP. Ajit forced to retreat. Like you said, they just don't have damage to put into the Chrono, and now they've managed to catch Skylark on the other side of the fight. He's just going to get right clicked down by Abed, along with those CK illusions. Dominating streak for the Lina. And Fnatic now set their sights on the high grounds. There are buybacks.
And she does have Exorcism, and Doom does have Doom.
Yep. Abed, I mean, he's in a somewhat awkward situation, but he's got BKB and he's got Aegis, so I don't think he's really all that worried at this point about them going on him. And even after that, he's got a 21 charge Bloodstone, so very fast respawn coming in for him. And Envy's going in. Nice jump away from Ajit, but the upheaval is so annoying for them at the moment. Nice force staff out, keeping Envy alive, getting him out of that ice blast. DJ with
Fnatic playing perhaps more conservative than they need to, I feel. Like, you've still got this Aegis. At the minimum, I think that... I feel like the later the game goes, like, Envy getting close to kind of capping out. He's got Halberd, he's got BKB, he's got the Armlet. I guess the Heart is the next thing, which he does have queued up. But then after that, you know, there's not much room to grow as a CK aside from Moonshard. And then Abed, since he went for this Blink Dagger build, it's kind of occupying a slot. So he's going to have the Daedalus completed up next, and then that'll fulfill the Aegis slot. But then after that, Lina's also kind of maxing out, whereas like Kanka, dude is still mad broke. AA is still working on his force staff. Yeah, the Void still going towards that Mantis style, which again, I'm like, the entire build between the Mantis style or Diffusal, I think both of them seems to be a suboptimal direction, because again, like they're not great. Like, one is only good once you get the other, and that's a huge net worth investment to finally start dealing damage into a Chronosphere. But
I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't. I was thinking like maybe Nullifier is okay.
Right.
Maybe he has enough attack speed to justify that. Could be okay. The only thought that I had when I saw the Diffusal,
put it on your Doom.
Yeah, the only thought that I had when I saw the Diffusal is that, oh wait, hold that thought. Hodges in a little bit of trouble. He's gonna get jumped in on here by DJ. They get the silence out. A little bit of awkward positioning. Universe still has a little bit of Rolling Thunder left, but it's not enough to stun up Aframoosh. And now he might get turned around on here. He's gonna get X marks back. They've got the upheaval. It's splitting the fight. Faded, trapped in the middle of everything. Envy now jumps in. He bursts out Aframoosh. Skylark, what can he actually do? He's got the Doom available, but he can't find a target. Now they've lost the Death Prophet. Ajit being chased. He's got the Chronosphere, but what's it really going to do at this stage? Abed's still hunting him, faking out the stun. He finds him in the trees. He's locked down. The auto attacks finish him. Skylark's tanky, but it's all for naught as Fnatic now turn around onto him. And Fnatic looking like they are very comfortably going to be taking this game 3 here. They even find Yol for good measure. He was trying to slink away, but... And it's only the 2 supports that have buyback. All right, Aframoosh, let's do this. We were trying to buy 4 stabs, but now we bought back. Oh, man.
Don't think Kanka was the pick this game.
I think another support probably would have had a slightly better impact on the early game, but Fnatic also just the overall setup and kind of a lack of initiation from Clutch their lineup is so bad against burst, right? All of their heroes have spells that they absolutely must get off to be useful, and don't really have ways to keep themselves
and
alive.
All these heroes want the fights to last for a while. Like Doom wants the fight to last for a while, Exorcism wants the fight to last for a while, Rum is most effective with like a extended duration, and same thing with Ice Blast.
CK jumping around here out of the... Oh, they're gonna jump in and be pops the BKB. They will use the Doom. I think he might just be able to run this one off, to be honest.
Yeah.
Skylark is... he's trying. He's really trying, but he's a Treads Doom, so he's not very fast. And at this point, it feels like Clutch are just... we gotta do something. We gotta try and press our buttons. We're definitely losing the game at this stage. They're down by 25.
I don't care how many mouse problems you guys have right now.
Oh, man. Good news for Clutch, as I've been saying this whole time, is that it's not even an elimination group stage. It's double elimination and it's just seeding. So the seeding is important because it's a bubble race in the next phase for the playoffs. But yeah, losing here is not the end of the world. Fnatic going to be pretty happy that they go straight through to the semis, so they're potentially just 2 series away from qualifying, which would be a big deal for them because they've missed out on the last 2 majors, I want to say.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So definitely a little bit of a chip on their shoulders at the moment. just spinning in place.
Dude, he's been doing that a lot. I'm impressed. I gotta see this player perspective, because that's a lot of micro to pull that off.
Isn't it easier if you have the directional move bound?
Oh, that's probably it. I think that's what it is. I thought he was just like spamming the stop command or something like that, but yeah, it's probably a directional move.
You just click around yourself faster than your turn.
Right.
You just spin in place.
I said the best is whenever you do it with the Lifestealer taunt, wherever he
you spin even
gets on the side. Yeah. It's like just a little cyclo.
Safamush is there. Now he's gone. That wasn't... or was that even Phantasm? Yes, it is. We got all these CK illusions. DJ with the card pushback. Faded does have this Aeon disc, but he can't get away from the upheaval, and Eternal Envy now just slices him down. They've already lost 3. Universe is already inside of the base. He's the welcoming committee. And Clutch Gamers, well, they're about to get right-clicked down. Abed wants to get involved in the action. He finds himself a wicked 6th streak. Ajit, one last chrono perhaps, for old time's sake. He's picked up an S.
For old time's sake. Wait, didn't he have... Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He had the Yasha and then...
Yeah. GG.
GG called. Not nearly as exciting as game 2, but...
No. I think most people would have expected Fnatic should have probably had a pretty secure 2-0. Does 2-0 versus 2-1 matter in terms of anything like scoring or whatever?